Michelle, just so you know, I'm on standby already, if you can hear me. You're still unmute, yeah, Michelle.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this third repeat of the February webinar. I wanted to invite today somebody from Carlsberg, somebody internal for once. Okay, and I've invited Leonard to talk about social influencers. Social media is very important for us at Carlsberg. Actually, I was quite amazed when I made the inventory of what we are doing, that we have more than 600 branded social accounts in Carlsberg. Is quite amazing, almost frightening. and we are posting more than 40,000 posts, at least if I refer to last year. Now, the big question I have every time is, well, do we generate reach from each of these posts? And honestly, sometimes we try to reinvent the wheel. So we push posts from the branded account, but actually we have more likelihood to generate reach with influencers. That's something that Malaysia does very nicely, and that's why I wanted to invite Leonard to share their experiences. So, Leonard, I leave the word up to you. Thank you.
Hi. Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. Good evening from Malaysia. It's 5 p.m. here. And good morning to the rest of you from all over the world. I know we cannot travel now. It's very sadly that I cannot meet the rest of you from the other parts of the world. But I hope just now with a glimpse of the Kuala Lumpur skyline, you get to kind of feel closer to Asia or closer to Kuala Lumpur. So without further ado, I just really want to thank Michelle for inviting myself or Malaysia to present about influencer marketing and some of the work that we have done. Hopefully, some of you from other markets that are getting into this topic will be able to gain some fundamentals and also some ideas of what we have done, perhaps apply to your market. So let's get straight into it. So the biggest question for today is that, does influencer marketing really work? So some of the topics that we'll be covering today would be overview of influencer marketing landscape, types of influencer, choosing the right influencer, building influencer marketing strategy, influencer marketing case study that we have done, a few videos that I would like to show you. And last but not least would be, we will end with the types of agency and technology out there. So here's what you need to know. Influencer marketing is an investment. And to get it right, you have to devote time to ensure you find the right influencer to promote content that appeals to your target audience. You also have to spend money and or resources to reward the influencer, run various campaigns with the influencer, and more depending on your specific marketing goals. Now, a bird's eye view on the influencer marketing landscape. With the rise of social media platforms, brands have cottoned onto the fact that influential individuals such as influencers, creators, Insta celebrities have enormous persuasive power over those potential customers. Take a second and think about it. If people hate ads so much, why do they love influencers? Why does influencer marketing even work on smart consumers? The short answer is, it's the presentation. For brands, the value of the sponsored content you get from influencer, it's all in the delivery, the timing, and also the context. Now, if some of you out there who are like, you're in doubt, you're a bit cynical or skeptical, whether should you get into influencer marketing or not, so here's a recent survey done by HubSpot. HubSpot is one of the world-renowned marketing software, and they did a survey through their audience. So 80% of marketers says that influencer marketing is effective, and 89% say it works just as well, if not better than other marketing channels. 49% of consumers today rely on influencer recommendation. I'm sure some of you who are tuning in today, you can relate to this. For their purchase decision, and also 60% says they have been influenced by recommendation when shopping in store. Now, the top 3 goals of influencer marketing for businesses include increasing brand awareness, 85%, reaching new audience, 71%, generating sales and conversion, 64%. Whether influencer marketing is effective or not, it all lies in having a clear strategy, how you use it to best advantage in your strategy, choose the right influencer that fit your brand and needs. So remember, influencer is just one of the mediums and channels in the marketing mix, and every channel serves a different purpose. Now, maybe some of you are new into this topic. Maybe some of you have already started with influencer marketing, at different times, we label these individuals differently. Sometimes we call them creators, sometimes we call them influencer or KOLs, etc. But really doesn't matter. So I hope to help you better define the types of influencer better. Now, there's 3 pillars here: category, tiers, and interests. Now, starting with the category, creators are influencers who may have a digital or social following with a brand's target group, but their value exchange is creativity. These individuals engage to co-create quality, authentic, meaningful content for your brand to leverage across your channel and as part of your campaign. Distributors, on the other hand, are influencers who have built a level of online equity, and they hold a social celebrity-like status among their followers. They can easily access and engage an audience that a brand wants to reach, build affinity and engagement. While narrators are influencers who may have little social media presence, but possess media appeal beyond the digital and social realm. So using the public appeal and category credibility, brands can now leverage on these personalities to put a face or name to their content and campaign. So I always tell this to our marketers here in Malaysia, is that using influencer, it adds soul to the advertising. So these various categories of influencer all have their very own audience size, which we call it tiers. So starting from nano, with 1,000 followers to 10,000, micro, 10,000 to 50,000, the mid-tier, 50,000 to 500,000, the macro, 500,000 and above, and the mega stars with 1 million and beyond. Okay, so just take a moment and take a look at the chart. So don't be too caught up, don't have to worry about, what to call. This is just to serve as a guide for you. So to speak to the right audience, you may want to look into specialists as well, the niche or certain interest-based influencer. It is always a mix and match. So there's business influencers, fitness, music, acting, travel, sports. So on different occasions, you leverage onto different persona of influencer. So now when it comes to choosing influencer, when it comes to choosing influencers, macro influencers are basically famous people. Here are 2 of our favorite influencers. On the left is Venice, on the right is Kimberly. So they are our 1664 blonde influencer, as you can see. So macro influencers are basically famous people, either celebrities or social media personalities. And macro influencers reach a much larger and often aspirational audience. And they are the sweet spot between the micro and the megastar influencer. Often have large yet engaged audiences and work really well with brands looking to advertise to a specific specialization or niche or interest group. So if you're trying to target a certain audience but still want to target the masses, macro influencer would be your best bet. It is an opportunity to reach an incredibly large audience in a short space of time. And it is more time saving, working with a handful of macro influencers versus many micro influencers. However, the disadvantages of these macro are that they can be rigid because they are usually managed by talent managers or agency who tend to be a bit more professional in their dealings. They already have set terms and conditions which brands have to, you kind of have to adhere to. So you won't get to control the copy of their caption or direction of the videos too much. And micro influencer, on the other hand, are known for being topic experts. So you can see on my slide, the one on the left side. I mean, technically, it's on my left. So micro influencers are known for being topic experts. Since they really know their subject and are passionate about it, they have gained credible and very loyal audience. And with this tier, those smaller audience feel much closer to that influencer than they would to a celebrity. As a result, their followers can easily relate to them and trust their opinion as they would follow advice of a friend or their neighbor. And usually this micro influencer will go the extra mile to create high quality content not overly produced, but relatable to ordinary people. One of the disadvantages of it is that it's very time consuming. To achieve result, you need to work with a pool of micro-influencers. This means that you need to communicate with all of them and see the different approach that you need to take to achieve the desired result. Now, I'm going to dive into just sharing about how you can create a strategy for in this area, in this topic, influencer marketing. And hopefully, this strategy will allow you to manage all aspects of the relationship with the influencer, and that it will also ensure that you'll be successful in helping you achieve your campaign goals. So here goes. So to begin building a strategy, you have to consider, the brand or campaign goals. Are you looking to increase brand awareness, brand imagery, reach, or traffic? Or are you looking into increasing conversion and sales? Just think reach, relevance, resonance. And regardless of which type of influencer you work with, your target audience will remain the same. So different influencers may have different ways of connecting with your audience, but your business overall marketing goals and also buyer persona don't change. So consider the influencer audience, and the influencer audience must be the very same that you are trying to reach. So if the influencer audience is a niche, then go for a micro-influencer. If an influencer's audience is fashion and style enthusiasts, for example, a brand like 1664 Blanc is about elegance, then you might want to focus on macro or macro influencer who has that kind of audience. So based on my earlier slide on slide 7, never mind, this recording and slide will be sent to you by Michelle. So on slide 7, where I talk about the category pillar, the tiers and specialization, you should be able to determine which type will work best for your brand's goal and target audience. So let's cover some of the important things to consider when finding for an influencer that's good fit for your brand or campaign. You have to ask yourself a few questions. Ask yourself, also and the influencer, the following question. Does this influencer and his or her lifestyle fit my brand image? Have they worked with any of our competitors? Is my target audience active on the platform or channel primarily used by this influencer? Does working with this influencer make sense for our budget? Of course. And also, has this influencer actually consumed any of our category or products before? Are they a consumer? And does this person have the personality that I want to work with? What will this influencer expect from us in return? So that's also something to consider. The fourth step is to develop a brand or campaign messaging, and this is really important. Determine what content your influencer should and should not publish. Be sure to share our brand guidelines, including all the details about our brand's voice, the taglines, and language, so that they can remain on brand with their content. Some of the key metrics to pay attention to are, firstly, engagement rate. And when I talk about engagement rate, it's a combination of likes, comments, shares, versus their followers or versus their post reach. And also reach, how many people are actually seeing the content that the influencer is sharing about our brand by looking at the overall number of views. Thirdly would be the clicks and conversion. So maybe some of the markets that you're doing e-commerce to marketplaces, you'll be familiar with the UTM links. So same thing, create UTM links to a landing page and integrate it with Instagram swipe up. So you can ask the influencer to use this link, UTM link, to their swipe up, so that when their audience swipe up on their story, you'll be able to track on your Google Analytics 360 or the marketplace reporting that you're gonna get. Now, I'm pleased to share with you some of the work that we have done here in Malaysia. So in April 2020, 1664 Blanc signed 9 Malaysian influencers to building brand awareness through their respective social media platforms. And within just a short 6 months, we have gained 500,000 in reach and also close to 16% in engagement rate on average. And Malaysia went into a lockdown, and our amplification was heavily dependent on influencer and amplifying influencers' activities. And that led to a plus 11% on brand awareness versus 2019, based on the brand health tracker. So how do we choose our ambassador of good taste? I spent some time cracking this up to make it ABC so that it's easier to understand. So A stands for association. So associating the genre of content which best represent our brand. B, brand identity. Choose individuals who personify our brand identity. C, for communities, the size of their community and how engaging they are. So if you see an influencer with 100,000 followers but with only 2 comments, then there's something wrong with that. So to further strengthen our association with premium characteristic, the refinement and sophistication, we work with KOL who are associated with brands who share similar characteristics. So for example, you can see here our KOL work with different luxury brands, and we thought like, hey, it would be awesome if Blanc were to associate and side by side with all these premium brands on the KOL's social feed. To create the kind of perception that, hey, 1664 Blanc is indeed premium. Now, I would like to, to emphasize that when you recruit the right influencer who resonate with the characteristic and the value of the brand, they will grow to love the brand and able to interpret the brand in their own creative ways. And that's when magic happens. So here are 2 videos which is entirely written, filmed, and produced by the influencer. Of course, they got a friend to shoot for them, for sure, but they wrote that. So I would like to just bring you one video by one video. And so let's begin by the first video produced by Bernice. So here goes. Yep, that's right. So since we can't travel once again, that's a glimpse of the beautiful Kuala Lumpur skyline where you can see the Petronas Twin Towers. So on the next video is produced by our influencer and also artist, musician, songwriter, Josh Chua. So Josh Chua performs in many premium brands, events, and etc. So we just thought like he is also a right candidate. So after 10 months of working with him and they understand the brand, and here's one of the recent video that he produced. So let's take a look. That's right. I hope you enjoy these two videos. One is a shorter form video and one is a longer form video to be published on YouTube. So in Malaysia, we are regulated by Google. We're not allowed to advertise on YouTube. So that's a missed opportunity. But with a video that is produced by George Kwa like that, we ensure that we seed the content in through his channel to reach out to the YouTube audience. So that's how we do it. So I hope you like the two videos. And there are moments that we also look into using creative content to drive action, to participate in a campaign. And so the following two videos are more action-oriented and also more tactical. So last year, Summersby, we held a campaign called the Summersby Summer Games Ice and Dice Challenge. So where we engage one of these TV presenter, English guy based in Malaysia, and he's a TV host and also known for making parody videos. So let's take a look at the first video to see how he drives engagement. Let's roll the video.
It's a nice summer's day. I'm with my unicorn. I have my Summersby with ice. And of course I have my chopsticks. What is the Angmor doing holding chopsticks? Does he even know how to use them? No, I don't. But I'm using them for the Summer Games Ice and Dice Challenge. It's this simple, all right? Pour your Summersby half full into your glass like this and put as many ice cubes in the glass as you can in 20 seconds, okay? So 20 seconds on the clock.
Yes, 3 seconds.
Let's do this, let's do this.
3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, come on, come on. Oh man, this is hard.
Come on. Come on, you can do this, you can do this. Come on.
How do you get it in with the chopsticks? Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's get one in, one in. Oh yes,
Well done.
3,
Come on.
4. Give 4 for the Angmor. 4 for the Angmor.
Time's up.
So if your chopstick skills are better than this Angmor's, take part in the Summersby Ice and Ice Challenge. Post your video on Instagram or Facebook and stand a chance of winning a carton of Summersby.
Yep, I hope you find that hilarious. And to all my European colleagues out there, that is not how you hold a chopstick. Okay? So jokes aside, when Mark publishes this video on Instagram, he tagged 3 other friends, and that created a very organic seeding. So 3 people tag another 3 people, somewhat inspired by the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge format. And also recently, we just celebrated Chinese New Year in Malaysia. It's a festive season. So Summersby, once again, we feel like it's time to be generous and give out a small 10 cartons of Summersby apple. And we got the #1 creator in Malaysia currently, the lady in red, named Jen. She's well known as So I'm Jen. So I'm Jen and also the boyfriend John made this video, and it was supposed to be something else. It was supposed to be a video preparing for Chinese New Year at home and etc. But unfortunately, we went into the second lockdown and production cannot happen. We can't go anywhere. So then they improvised and they made this video. So let's roll the video.
Just focus. Where's the ice? Maybe can you change your shirt? Baby, I just want one photo, one perfect photo. Is it very difficult?
I'm coming.
No, I don't like this. Can we?
No, for this you need.
I want you give me the 恭喜发财 face. Give me like a 恭喜发财 like a.
What is a gongsi fatai face?
Okay, can you give me a Gong xi fa cai ha ha smile. No, that's not gong xi fa cai. I want a gong xi fa cai ha 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 smell. Okay, now I want you to take a sip and then you give me that like the very refreshing face. No, I don't want a wah. I want a ah. The cup is too high. Do it again.
Why don't you pretend like you're pouring it and I look at you?
No. Your turn to pour it, my turn to drink, okay? Please don't cover the logo, thank you very much. I'm drinking this, why are you not looking at me? Look at me like very in love like that, okay? Do you even love me?
No, I do.
Then you don't look like you love me.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, smile. Yeah. Okay, ready? We'll do that. 1, 2, 3. It's a video. We need to do it again. Yeah, let's do it again.
I just want to enjoy my Summersby.
Do, re, mi, fa, so, I'm Jen, hey.
You ready?
Okay.
What are you doing?
What?
This is not IC photo, you know.
Yeah. So when this, I hope you find that hilarious, and I believe some of you who are watching this, you may be able to kind of relate to your day-to-day situation with your partner at home as well. If I may just enlarge the slide a little bit, can we just bring the slide up and just enlarge it so that we can see the numbers? So with the video just being posted for 24 hours, it has reached close to 200,000 in reach. And that is insane. Remember, we're only giving out 10 cartons of Summersby, right? But they have gained the comments. If you can look all the way to the top, the comments are 3,000 comments. I mean, if I see there's already 100 comments for 10 cartons, I probably would not even post or try my luck anymore. But because the video was so engaging and people just find the need to, hey, you know, I just want to be part of this, it's fun, you know, and end up we have 3,000 comments, and that was really good result. So what we can learn from here, what we can see from here, that sometimes as much as we want to focus a lot on market share, but also remember that attention share is very important, because now is all about the game of stealing the most attention from our target consumer or our target audience. Now I'll end with this last slide. Okay, I have one more slide, but semi-last slide. So here are some influencer marketing agency and technology. Now I may not be familiar with the agency in your country, but you can just copy this chart, pass it to initiative, and perhaps they would be able to identify some of this brand that is in your market. So discovery, the one in the discovery circle are the tools which enable marketers to discover who are the key influencer in certain topics. And then there's also outreach tool that enables you to see who are your brand influencer, who is talking about your brand without you knowing in the digital space. Whereas on the influencer marketing platforms, which is a lot of them, are agencies who enable you to search, book, brief, and track KOL performance. Think of it as a marketplace of influencer, an Uber or Airbnb of influencer. So in Malaysia, we are using Komachi and also Ep3. They are both Malaysian made. So if I could just enlarge the slide a little bit, so you can see on the top is a dashboard where Komachi has developed with Carlsberg, where it allows me to jump into the different campaigns, past campaigns, to look at influencers' analytics and how an influencer performance analytics will look like. Typically would be, for example, the Ep3 dashboard. We'll be able to see the total number of likes, impression, followers, total reach. At the same time, we'll be able to see in breakdown each of the influencer and their engagement rate and their number of comments. So with this data, you'll be able to make a more informed decision into choosing KOL. In case if some of you are very caught up with data, you want benchmarking, you want KPI setting. I would say for influencer marketing, if you're doing it the first time, just go for it first. Global benchmark of influencer engagement rate is between 3 to 6%. But I guess if you are going to start with, you can start with influencer between 3% to 6%, and that's okay. And once you have run it once, then the following campaign, you can always benchmark against those engagement rates. So with that, I've come to the end of my presentation. I hope I did not make you bored on the screen. So now I will just pass it back to Michelle and open for question, if any. Just going to bring my phone up to see if there's any question.
Thank you very much, Leonard. So we have one question. Where did the website clicks land on? So do we measure how many traffic from influencers post to marketplace?
Sorry, can you repeat that question again, Michelle?
So let's start with the first one. Where did the website clicks land on?
Where did the website clicks land on? Okay, so for example, if you are driving Somersby Airport and your product is available on in Malaysia is Lazada or Shopee, then for sure I want to make sure that I want to drive the swipe up or the clicks to my Somersby Apple page. So of course you can only choose one. So you have to decide whether you want your 4S or your 24S. I would of course direct them straight to the 24S instead, just to make sure that we increase our average basket size. I hope that answers your question.
And do you know how much traffic comes from the influencers?
All right, so there's two parts to it. One is on the influencer end. So with the data, we'll be able to see how many swipe ups, so how many clicks, for example. And on Shopee or Lazada, your marketplaces, or maybe some of you may have your D2C, from your Google Analytics, or even from Shopee's Analytics, you'll be able to see these comes from influencer. So, which is why I mentioned about the UTM link. So it's very important how you do your naming convention of your UTM link. So maybe /campaign, let's say Carlsberg _ Somersby campaign December _ influencer, or _ Facebook ads, or _ whatever. Yeah, so that will help you determine that from this click, it actually converts to an actual session on Google Analytics.
Thank you. Is there any other question? Good then. So thank you, Leonard. Thanks everybody for joining. So that was the last repeat of this topic. In March, I've invited Snapchat to introduce, to make an introduction to what they are offering, what is their different advertising formats. I think it's an alternative for Carlsberg brands to actually reach younger generations. Okay, so they are not as, I would say, successful as the big guys such as Facebook and Instagram, but I do believe they start representing an interesting alternative. So please join, and if you haven't received the invitation yet, please let me know. It means you are not part of the distribution list, which we need to correct. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Leonard.
Thank you, Michelle, and stay safe, everyone. I wish you stay healthy, and feel free to reach out to me on Microsoft Teams or LinkedIn if you have any question. Bye-bye.